So, episode 3, we are back with the AI Bros podcast, joined with Julian.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So, topic number 1, 345 million users woke up and their AI partner was switched off overnight. This is a little bit of a clickbait title because I will go into it, but basically about 2 weeks ago China just completely banned all AI girlfriends and boyfriends. Julian, what's your thoughts on this? I know you've got a few AI situations.
Well, I mean, my first question would be, were you okay, mate? was your girlfriend, your AI girlfriend, okay?
Luckily I'm not in China, so we're all good on my end. We're all good.
This is do you know what, it's interesting to see China, like how they handle stuff, right? They banned video games after certain times. They had like certain, and I mean, can you imagine a world, and I can kind of see it coming, is like you know, 10 years time, you've got the West and a decent percentage of people with AI girlfriends, and then all these people in China are super focused on work, like video games are banned, AI girlfriends are banned, no distractions. They're just in Alex Hormozy grind mode.
Yeah, mate. Is it like, so I looked into this, and there's certain things that like China does, and I'm like, I can see why they've done that. Like, for example, TikTok in China, especially like if you're under a certain age, doesn't have as much like dopamine hit style reels, for example. I believe it's a lot more educational, and I'm
Yes.
like, okay, I can understand that. This, for example, so I've done a little bit of digging, and they're actually worried that by allowing AI girlfriends and also boyfriends, by the way, as well, they done a few interviews with people that were distraught that their AI boyfriend banned, but they're worried that they're going to have a significant record low of new birth rates in China. That's why they've done it, which is quite interesting.
That's like a serious problem over the world, right? Like declining population.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the first person to like speak about it publicly was like Elon Musk, and he was like, it's actually not the case of we're overpopulating, we're actually underpopulating. Like, I think he done the maths, and it was like, in X amount of years, by the current rate going, we're just going to go extinct.
Hasn't he got like 8 kids or something as well? Like there seems to be all these billionaires with loads of kids.
Yeah, he's one. Who else? I mean, Andrew Tate has a load of kids, supposedly.
I can imagine he's probably got dozens, and he.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, they probably know something that we don't. But yeah, this was a very interesting. So yeah, this is what like Beijing and the birth rate and stuff like that have said. So the regulators tie it directly to marriage and birth rate record. It's also got an addiction as well when you've got an AI girlfriend part, which is really interesting.
Can you imagine, like, I mean, it's anything that releases dopamine, right? So it's like it's just, I mean, some people some people are going to be like, well, you know, everyone should be able to choose what they want and choose devices and that sort of thing. But at the same time, like, it's one of those where it's just another vice. It's another distraction. It's something else that people use to avoid maybe confronting something they need to improve in life.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think I've said this on podcasts before. Like I used to drink to be more common, speak to people, be more outgoing and stuff like that. And the biggest like the biggest thing that like helped me was actually going to the gym, like just being more confident in my own body, I suppose. Which is kind of why I actually stopped drinking, because it was like it's that the drunken version of Kaz ain't the real Kaz. So yeah, I can see why they've done it. Interestingly, point number 4 here, Chinese therapists have actually broadly backed well, which I'm going to assume that there is some science to this, right?
Yeah, I can imagine. Actually, it reminds me of a conversation I had with Jitendra Vatsvani. Like, I interviewed him on my SEO podcast channel the other week, and he was saying how his niche that is popping off right now, like out of all the stuff he's doing affiliate for, is AI girlfriends. Like, it's exploding. There's a lot of lonely people out there, sadly.
Yeah. I mean, I think there should be some committees to actually help people grow their souls, because like even like us doing this podcast, right? Not many people can have the confidence just do a video, never mind a podcast and long, or potentially speak to random people at a bar, let's say. So yeah, very interesting. This was a very interesting post. So story number 2. Do you follow Connor on Twitter?
No, but I will follow him after that.
So he's one of the guys that like consistently talks about new things or things that are working, which is probably one of the reasons why I follow him. He's also a really cool guy who lives on a remote farm in Mexico. Like he's just like I'm done. I don't know where he's originally from, if it's like America or UK or wherever, but he was just like, yeah, I'm done with the big country, I'm moving to a remote farm. But he done a post about successful parasites, and obviously we were talking about this yesterday, like LinkedIn Pulse, like 2023, it was the golden era for mass spamming on LinkedIn.
Mate, I've been banned about 3 times on me and my team. I think between us, we've been banned about 3 times minimum.
So there you go. But he done like a post saying like what the best ranking free parasites is. This was his 9 LinkedIn articles, Substack, Reddit comments, YouTube descriptions, GitHub repos, Gumroad products, event listings, job boards, and Google Sites. All of which, by the way, I have seen working. So he is definitely onto something. But what we're going to do in just a second is we are going to rank. One thing that Connor didn't mention that I think that you kind of touched on just a sec. These are all rented properties, and you're not the landlord, and you could potentially get banned, like Julie. So, like for example, Medium used to work really well. I believe certain people's Medium pages and users still do work, but for the most part, they don't. Parasite can outrank your page. We were actually talking about this yesterday. And the other thing, the other downside to it all is that you're not building any authority on your main domain. So yeah, let's do some rankings. What are you saying to Google websites, Google owned properties?
I haven't. Do you know what? I don't think I've used Google Sites. Like, it's not one that I've used. Have you used it much?
I used it about 3 years ago for local, and it worked really well because you could embed like the iframe of your Google business profile, a few things. I haven't touched it recently, but just based off of how well it used to work, I'm gonna go and put this into like B tier. It would be a little bit higher, but I've not tested 2-3 years. Substack.
Substack's pretty good. Like, I haven't even tried to rank with it, and it'll rank. Like, so I'd put it probably A or B for sure.
A, right. Okay. We'll go with A.
The only thing I would say I don't like about Substack is when you're creating content on there, it emails everyone. So you can't bang out like loads of articles in one day because you'll send loads of emails and just get.
Yeah, that's not great. I don't know if you've tested this, but event.
Nah, I haven't tried this.
So
I've done some things, but not event listings.
This is like a Goldmine if you run an event. So for the masterminders, I was able to get like listed on like all of the ticket platform websites, some like DR90 websites, Bolton and Manchester Evening News. Like there's some absolute gold mines. I literally went from like a DR20 website to like a DR, like I don't know what the Masterminders is, but whatever it is now, it's like 40 or maybe 50 just by doing a load of event listings. And it also helps me rank. Like I think at one point I was position number 1 for SEO conference, outranking Brighton SEO. So I'm going to put this in S, but it's very situational because if you don't run an event, you can't really use. I suppose you probably could, but yeah, that's one for people at home. Gumroad. Have you ever been a big Gumroad guy?
No, I think I listed a couple of things on there. We do get like the occasional opt-in from there, so I think just the platform itself, if you list like a lead magnet on there, you can do pretty well. Like it's quite easy. How about you? Okay. I know Charles Float was a big Gumroad guy, wasn't he?
I was going to say, like, the only person that comes to mind, Charles, and a couple others. But I've never done anything on Gum personally. Do you think it ranks well?
I imagine it does, but I've, like, compared to the others, if I had to guess, I'd probably put it like B tier. I don't see Gumroad ranking that much. How about you?
I've not seen it getting cited in AI overviews, but the one thing that I would probably use Gum for is like to rank underneath my brand. So like for example, if Julian Goldie is position number 1, juliangoldie.com, okay, I would try and get like at least a profile on Gum, get it indexed, and hope that it's on the first 10 slots or the first 2 to 9 slots, for example. So in that case, I would use it. The contrary to all of this, right, is a lot of these, you can just create the profile and just have semantic triples in your profile bio. In that case, at least you're making your entity clear to Google about who you are and what and stuff like that. So even if it doesn't show up in AI overviews, you've at least got that as an absolute bare.
Yeah, that makes sense.
LinkedIn articles.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. I would put probably A tier. I think out of most of these options, if I had to like rank something, I'd go.
Okay. GitHub repo.
Never tested it. We actually had an affiliate from the school, and they started spamming GitHub like with affiliate links to our school group. I can imagine it works really, really well though. I mean, like it's super high authority, it's trusted, it's kind of UGC.
I remember GitHub at one point used to rank for a load of porn-related keywords. Let's see if that's still the case, because if those still rank, that tells me that you're going to be able to get away with spamming it, which is the unfortunate part, but it's a good indicator.
I haven't seen. I mean, the only time I've seen like GitHub repos getting taken down is if it's like DMCA or something.
Yeah, we'll leave this to load. Where are you going to put GitHub?
I've never tested it, so I don't really want to say.
I will put it in C tier, but we will come back to this because I reckon that there's spamming opportunity. Job boards.
I mean, I actually used to work for a couple of recruitment companies, and their SEO traffic was pretty outrageous just from job boards, like just from posting loads and loads of jobs. So I think it works really well. I mean, I think it depends on the search intent, but you see, it's going to be hard to outrank Indeed on like a job-related keyword, right?
Yeah, it's you get a lot of people search brand. Take that as you will. Some of the black hats will figure out what I'm talking about. But yeah, where are we putting it?
I just realized what you're talking about as well now. That makes sense. That's a great technique, actually. Wow.
How much of this? Yeah, I think
I feel
what we
like
need
it's
to do
obvious now.
in time is I think we need to set up like an unscripted where people can opt in and they can get an unscripted version of this podcast, because I don't want to give away too much and get the podcast banned when this is episode 3. But yeah, the black hats will know what I'm talking about. You can get a lot of branded search from.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's pretty smart as well. So it works in 2 ways.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to push this to S tier, but I will allow you to debate this if you will. S tier or lower?
If you think it's S tier, put it in S tier. Yeah.
Yeah, I think again it's situational how you utilize. YouTube description.
I mean, like I don't really go after the description, but just in general, YouTube videos like S tier. I think out of every single one of these techniques, I'd say it's probably the most overpowered on Google AI views.
I'm gonna do it like this. So YouTube is just like an absolute dominance machine. Like whenever you upload anything, it just ranks.
It's too easy. Like they shouldn't make it that easy to rank with YouTube.
Here's one for the people. Like if you're going after a specific keyword and you upload as a minimum 3 videos, you can trigger the YouTube carousel as well. So that's one.
The shorts
Reddit
as
comments.
well. Like shorts rank nicely.
Yeah. Shorts I've seen in certain cases they've got their own like video carousel as well, and they take so much real estate on mobile.
Yeah, it's like if you're looking down the SERPs and you see like a bunch of blue links, it's almost like your CTR will be higher for the shorts because it's so obvious to click on that and it takes up so much more real estate.
Yeah.
Reddit. Sorry, go on. Yeah, so I was going to say
go for it.
For Reddit, like subreddits, I don't really go after the comments, but just Reddit subreddits are overpowered. Like works really, really well.
S?
Yeah.
Let's go back to Ahrefs and see what it gets. It's a lot of branded. Is there a way that we can remove brand? This just goes to show you how much I use Ahrefs, because previously I was able to do this like so easily.
I feel like it might be under intent or entities or something like that, but maybe intent.
Oh yeah, information.
Yeah, non-branded.
Show results. Hopefully this doesn't take like 6 million years.
Yeah, I think it's getting so much traffic.
So best coding.
Look at that. Look at that one above, like proxy. Wow.
Yeah. So this does look like it still does well. Free Instagram followers. Let's see if that's yeah. So see stuff like this. This ranks.
I've never seen this type of post before, but that makes sense. So it's UGC, and then also you can link out from there, right?
Yeah, it's like I don't know how they fully do it. I don't know if like the participants that are commenting on it helps.
Yeah.
Because I know that, like, for example, Medium, a lot of people say Medium's dead, but if you have like some fake followers on Medium and you do some comments and some likes after you publish, that does actually help us rank. I think GitHub is probably in a similar, again, I don't know the full out, but I think it's probably something similar to that. So yeah, just based off of that, I think we need to probably move GitHub to like maybe an 8.
And then also, it looks
we'll
like
leave
it looks like to rank, you submit a ticket almost, right? It's like that was submitted as like a problem that needs to be fixed on GitHub, and then that's how you create the blog post page.
Yeah, but that's I like, so for example, like this is deemed as being like a repo. I know that repos also rank. So I don't know if maybe you can do something like this. This looks like it's selling links.
You know, I was just thinking, if I wanted to take advantage of this, it'd be like, right, okay, let's create, because I know a lot of people search for like Julian Goldie Agent OS. So you could just create a GitHub repo, nothing in there apart from like a link that says to get the Agent OS from Julian Goldie, go to this page, and it funnels traffic again.
That would work. But yeah, this just looks like it is completely. I mean, one thing I will say is it does look a lot cleaner than like a couple of years ago, because GitHub was like pretty much a porn website 2 years ago. So it looks like they have cleaned up big time. But it looks like there is still ways that you could do some slimy stuff. No pun intended. Yeah. So the next story is this, which I thought was very. People were up in arms saying that Google is racist because they done a search. So these were the two searches, and I'll read it out. So, is it okay to only want a white doctor? And the answer was no, it is generally not considered acceptable or ethical to request a doctor solely based on them white. Then somebody done a search and it said, is it okay to only want a black doctor? And the answer said, yes, it is entirely okay to want a black doctor. So people obviously saw this. There was like an entire thing about this on Twitter. And Google actually responded, which was a very interesting part. And they basically said, like, it's nothing to do with Google, it's to do with the websites that we're getting the information from, which I think is a bit of a cop-out answer. What's your thoughts?
If they've actually blamed a website for that answer, that's wild. So, if they're like, by the way, guys, this is not us. It's this website over here.
Thanks for flagging. The team are looking into it. Will work to improve. Seems like the response is picking up a particular web pages for this specific search, not for all queries, and not seeing it in the Gemini app model. Screenshot approved. So they actually did reply to this person.
Google just get like, they get so much. I guess because they're like right at the center of everything. They get so much like stick done. Like, for example, do you remember a few years ago when the image model first came out for Gemini? And then people were asking for a picture of a Nazi, and then it had all sorts of pictures that were kind of like focused on, like, I guess the model had been trained to be like focused more on equality, and so like it was showing pictures of Nazis that clearly wouldn't have been possible at the time, you know. And then there was also, when Google AI Views first came out, people were like, can I put glue on a pizza? And it was like, yeah, you should definitely put glue on a pizza, mate. Like, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I recently got one of them, you know. Like, I thought a lot of the AI overview. I mean, going back to this, there's always going to be certain nuances like this where AI gets it wrong, right? I mean, AI is not perfect. Humans definitely aren't perfect, right? But I recently got another one, and it was something like the pizza glue one, where like you would read it and you're like, what? Like, this makes no sense at all. I don't remember. It might have been something to do with like how to fix a light bulb. It's like, yeah, you need to stick your finger in the actual thing, and it's, if I do that, I'm gonna get electrocuted. I'm gonna die. It was something like, I don't remember the exact query, but like, this just goes to show you that, like, first of all, Google's not perfect. Second of all, like, AI's just, as much as like both of us use AI can get it wrong.
It's still sloppy, isn't it? I feel like AI is still, you get the 80-20, and then you got to quality control it and check it, bro. If you don't, it can go wildly out of control.
Yeah, definitely. Like these slides, for example, viewing right now, AI made, but like it wasn't like I would love to say it was like a one prompter. It wasn't. I had to go back and forth, and like I was like, well, where did you get this information from? Where did you get that data from? Because we don't want to just be sprouting a load of lies on the podcast. But yeah, like if you just let AI run your life, then yeah, you're not gonna get
That would be good. That would be quite a good film, actually. Like someone, like Yes Man, and someone just says yes to the AI or goes with AI all the time. I actually had the same problem this morning. Like, for example, I was editing a website, created some blog posts, then asked Fable 5 to like change it's Opus 5 to change the date on the website. It changes it, but then takes down all the pages that we just created and like doesn't tell me. So then I ask it to put the pages back up. It puts them up again. It's like, oh, sorry about that, mate. And then the date is changed back to the old one again. And you're like what's going on here? I can have the date or I can have the pages, but not both.
I think Claude's become a lot stupider. Is stupider a word?
Yeah, I think people usually call it like nerfed, right? It's been nerfed.
Yeah, there's certain things, and I think it's particularly to do with like the context, remembering the actual context, what you've said before, and instructing it in a certain way. That's where I think Claude has recently.
Yeah, I feel I don't know which model you're using, but I found like Opus 5 awesome the first day it came out, like built some insane stuff. Then I feel like they crank it up. So like when everyone tests it, all the YouTubers, we test it like on the first day and it's amazing. And then like slowly it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and drops in performance. Like I always see that with Claude.
I wonder, so just for context, we are recording this 1st of August, so if any of you guys end up using Claude and you're like, this is unreal, I don't know what Julian and Kaz are on about, that like there are certain days where it's better and certain days where it's worse. But I wonder if it is to do with like let's say when we all start to use AI, it builds a context and a memory around how Julian uses it, how Kaz uses it, how X, Y, and Z person uses it. I wonder if when they update it to like, let's say Opus 5, the context almost, not all of it, but like the stupid stuff gets wiped and then more people use it, and then maybe the context from somebody else that's using it in a weird way messes up everyone else's Opus.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, no, I see what you mean. I think that's actually one of the reasons like AI is so sloppy as well, because it's like most of the content on the internet is trash. And so it's been trained on this trash, and then like that's why it's so hard to get like really good outputs from AI.
Yeah, I've noticed like in particular when Opus 5 came out, I was like, this is unreal. And then like yesterday I used it for something, or even the slides today, and I'm like, why is it getting this stuff wrong when it was getting it right just like a few days ago?
It's super slow as well, isn't it? Like really, really slow.
Slow, and I don't know if your Claude's doing this, but EM dashes are back.
Back in the game.
They're back, mate. It's like it's like I don't know if you've ever seen like the Undertaker, the wrestler, where like he returns. It's almost like that.
Actually, this the weird coincidence, but actually, funny you mentioned context. Just ring the bell. So Claude released a paper like in the last 7 days about context engineering, and they were saying with their agent harness, the new version, like Claude Code and the new version of it for fifth generation models like Opus 5, Fable 5, they actually removed like 80% of the code, 80% of the prompt on there. And I wonder if that's why, because they actually said it didn't reduce coding benchmarks, but actually it makes sense. Like maybe it's just not as good as it was.
I think from my understanding, right, what a lot of the models, they'll go out to the web, scrape basically anything get their hand, then obviously at that point, different LLM things. So like, for example, the consensus. So if there's 100 articles out there saying Julian Goldie has an AI girlfriend, it's going to end up believing that Julian Goldie has an AI girlfriend.
Someone's going to spam that.
I'm hoping someone does. But the main part to all of it is like, if somebody did do that, that's typically spam, and AI models don't really need to know about that. And so I think Claude's probably onto something there where they're like, we're scraping all this data. It's costing us however many billion. Let's stop scraping the shit.
I don't know, but something is going on. I do think Fable 5 is just even though the benchmarks are kind of similar, Fable 5 seems way better, way smarter at staying on track and way faster.
Yeah, Fable 5. Yeah, so Fable 5, that's not the one that I've been using. I've been using Opus.
Opus 5 is trash. It is trash. Like, that's probably why you're getting such bad outputs. And you're like, well, I've been coding for an hour, but I've done nothing. I've literally got sidetracked 10 times.
I use Codis, like Fairy's Codis, to a lot of my stuff, and I think what it's just done is it's just used like the cheapest model or something. So let me like
using Haiku from using like 2024 or something, like the first Claude model that came out. That was. I think
I'm on
not going to say any names here.
3.5.
Yeah, I'm not going to say any names here, but I think I know someone for a fact who has a tool, and they were using like the cheapest model just to save money, which means like everyone using that tool paper was getting like a super old generation.
I think I know who you're on about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been episode 3. What's the closing remarks, Julian?
Well, I mean, RIP to your AI girlfriend, mate, but.
Yeah, it's a sad day for both of us, unfortunately. We've both lost our AI girlfriend. Actually, last question.
That's why we started doing podcasts.
So you've got a girlfriend. I've recently gotten married. Is having an AI girl cheat?
I think if it was the other way around, you'd be like, this is not acceptable. So I guess pretty much, right? It's some form of cheating. It's on the ladder.
I think it goes down to how far you go with it, right? Like if you're just asking it questions, almost using it as an AI assistant, I think that's okay. But if you're doing other stuff in the corner of your room when it's dark,
oh no,
at that point, it's a little bit questionable. But yeah,
I feel like we've gone down a dark path today.
Yeah, we've definitely gone down the black hat path, dark room path, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 4.